Hi, folks. We've shared a lot with each other about red flag gun grabs. These statutes we know have been passed in 17 states so far, and we know how poisonously contrary they are to the Second Amendment and to basic human rights. But a new fiscal analysis from Colorado about the expected costs of its gun grab tells us even more. It tells us that the Colorado government expects 95% of all of its extrajudicial attacks to be given the green light to go after people who have not been accused or convicted of any crimes, to take their property, and to completely wipe out their right to keep and bear arms. Hi, everyone. I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. And as we dive into this topic, I hope we'll all keep in mind that this is happening in the so-called land of the free, a nation state that was handed a legacy of Western jurisprudence and natural rights that goes back millennia. Okay, so here's the story. Jacob Sullum of Reason Magazine reports that the legislature of Colorado cares so much about the people it could be targeting with its insulting new red flag statute that it ran a cost estimate. I wonder if they did a study on how much this fiscal study cost. And then they'd have to do a study about that fiscal study and another study on infinite. That's great. Infinite regress. That's pretty much government in a nutshell. And the state projects that police and family or household members will use it, the red flag statute, to seek gun confiscation orders against people they portray as threats to themselves or others about 170 times a year. The analysis also assumes that 95% of those petitions will be granted. That's 95% of the times red flag orders will be executed in Colorado, locking 162 targeted civilians away from their inherent right to keep and bear arms, taking their private property, threatening them with jail, and even threatening them with armed confrontation with agents of the state should they be unwilling to comply.
A deadly police-involved shooting in Anne Arundel County. It comes as officers try to enforce the state's new red flag law, potentially dangerous people with guns.
And Vic, earlier tonight, police left this Ferndale neighborhood nearly 12 hours after officers first showed up to remove guns from a home and ended up shooting and killing the gun owner.
All without trial, without habeas corpus hearings, without proper warrants, without even a hint of criminal activity on the part of the people who will see their property taken, who will be attacked by the state. This unilateral authoritarian statute is expected to literally deprive 162 people of their rights in a single year, even as the government demands their tax cash to target them. That's like using slaves to make the whips to threaten themselves and construct their own jails to hold them. Heck, it takes their tax cash to potentially threaten their lives should these folks resist the armed police who are set upon them. And at 95%, this expected rate of granted and executed gun grabs is far higher than the U.S. conviction rate between 1973 and 2015 for motor vehicle theft, for murder, for burglary, assault, and all felony defendants whose cases were tracked for 1 year. It's 25% higher than the established Colorado felony conviction rate from 2006 to 2011 inclusive for cases that actually went to court. The key part here being that the accused in those cases were afforded their rights and they got to have habeas corpus hearings. They got to be in front of juries. They stood in front of judges. They got to appear in court and were actually accused of crimes before they were punished. Now, these people are guilty before proven innocent now under the red flag statutes. And as Sullum notes, Colorado's law allows a long list of people to seek what it calls extreme risk protection orders, ERPOs, including anyone related to the respondent by blood, marriage, or adoption, anyone who has produced a child with the respondent, and current or former spouses, domestic partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, and housemates. That opens up Pandora's box of accusations of risk by all of those listed who might have a personal animus against the accused, who might want to use the government of Colorado to damage a reputation or put the accused at greater risk of bodily injury, property theft, or even death. It's time folks hear an alarm bell going off and wake up. Stop dreaming this is America and the Bill of Rights means anything to many people in government anymore, especially to those people in Colorado who support and now look forward to the implementation of this ugly, brutally anti-rights statute. Thank you so much for joining us here at MRC-TV, and please don't forget to like and subscribe on these videos. This is a crucial time to be getting information to each other, and it's really tough to get around some of the censorship out there. And by the way, don't forget, yes, I know, you might have been wondering, and I wore it again just to make sure, I've got my In Search of Real News t-shirt on. It says Media Research Center on the back, and you can find it at MRC-Store. And it's great. I can't wait for more people to be getting these shirts. There are even more coming. Wait till you see them. Hey, thanks so much, everybody. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.